while most of us welcome the start of the summer, for some people, it's the scariest time of the year.
Yeah, so all the classic fears of flying, obviously terrified of sharks. There's plenty of phobias that are heightened during the summer months.
But thankfully, the Speakmans are here to help in today's phone-ins. Let's get straight to our first caller. Are you both all right? It's so good to see you.
Well, great, thank you.
So good to see you. Well, Kelly's on the line. She's in Hampshire. Good morning,
Hi,
Kelly.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. So what's your fear at the moment? Explain all.
It's ice lolly sticks, wooden ice lolly sticks.
Oh.
Just the wooden stick?
Yeah, just with the ice lolly, and I can't stand it. They make me anxious. They put me on edge. I can't go anywhere near them. They make me feel sick. I'd love to eat an ice lolly, but I can't even touch them.
And Kelly, is that the feeling when they're in your mouth, or just looking at them?
Just looking at them, even talking about them.
OK.
Oh, my goodness.
So Kelly, is this just ice lollies, or is it unvarnished wood? You know, what about...
It's all unvarnished wood, so the wooden cutlery, everything like that.
OK, and have you any idea when they started?
I'd probably say I was about 11, 12, maybe.
And what happened?
I really don't know. I can't really pinpoint the facts on actually what happened. I just couldn't tolerate them anymore. But I think I used to love using cocktail sticks and making cheese and pineapple hedgehogs. So, and I think I overindulged, and maybe, I don't know, something. I can't even. They're horrible.
Right, this is really interesting because you said it's how the lolly sticks make you feel. Now, feelings are basically an idea or belief. They're not fact. So let's look at some facts here about you and having anything that's unvarnished wood. So you've already told us, there, that you used to like cocktail sticks. So the fact that you used to like cocktail sticks, something has happened for you to put you off them. So I want you to consider that I'd like to take you back to the time when you liked cocktail sticks, and you tell me what you liked about that specifically.
Well, the food that was on it, basically, and you know, the cheese and the pineapple, and it was lovely and it was tasty. I mean, I did get one caught in the roof of my mouth once, and it bled, so I don't think that helped.
Yeah.
Right, that probably didn't help, because my next question I was going to ask you: do you like ice cream?
I love it. Right,
and so therefore you like ice lollies, but the thing that stops you is the wood, right? And I want you to consider, if you've got a cocktail stick stuck in the roof of your mouth and it bled, then in that moment, your brain is going to make a distinction of what's caused this. You know, this doesn't feel great, I don't like it, you've seen the blood, what's caused it, and you blamed the wood. And it's gone from there, potentially. So I want you to just consider the facts. A lolly stick has never done you any harm. And actually, you used to like eating food off the cocktail sticks. So just consider that, the facts, as opposed to the feelings. And as you do that, allow that to process, and that should make a difference for you.
Definitely. Give that a go.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, Lancaster's where we're off to now, and Amanda, who has issues with seaweed. Hi, Amanda.
Morning.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Amanda. I think a lot of people feel like this, don't they? Terrified of getting into the sea when it's covered in seaweed. Not too bad on land, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. I'm terrified when it's in the sea. I'm OK when it's on the land.
Yeah.
OK, and again, like Dermot said, I think what we've got to add sort of an element of, do you know what, if any of us are in the sea and we feel a piece of seaweed unexpectedly wrapped around our legs, then it doesn't feel great, because your imagination starts to run wild with you, and it's kind of the unknown. So have you ever, in childhood, have you ever been in the sea happily?
Yes, up until I started watching films.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I was going to go there, Amanda, in that quite often sea-related issues tend to come from films such as Jaws, etc. Oh. And have you ever had an issue with seaweed, particularly, in your lifetime?
No, like I said, it just developed later on in life, swimming through seaweed.
So you actually swam through seaweed?
Yes.
And how did that feel?
I was very scared, not of the seaweed, of what was in the seaweed.
Exactly. And Amanda, you've just actually hit the nail right on the head there. And I want you to listen back to this again afterwards, because you have just quite rightly said it wasn't the seaweed. And you've been blaming seaweed for feeling bad, when actually it was a movie and a great producer and director that was behind that to cause those emotions when we watch sort of scary films, etc. And when you can actually kind of start going, oh, OK, so it wasn't the seaweed, and you can hear yourself back because you actually said it wasn't the seaweed, which is great, and you know it's not the seaweed because you can see it when it's on the sand and when it's not wet, etc. So I'm going to leave that for you to just think about and to process, because I think you've just had the realisation, actually, this isn't because of actually seaweed, this is because of something that I've seen on TV.
Yes.
So I'll leave that with you. I'm hoping that as you start to process that, that will start to feel a lot better for you.
I will try.
Good.
Thank
well
you so
done.
much.
You're most welcome.
Good luck. You might even go to the Chinese tonight and have some seaweed. You never know, do you? You never know.
Yeah.
I love a bit of seaweed.
I think when you're walking as well, though, you know, like if you're walking even in woods and there's foliage on the floor and it traps your ankles, that feels uncomfortable.
I mean, I don't even think I like it. It gives me a
No, it does, it does.
But it was interesting that Amanda did say it wasn't seaweed, it's what she thought was in it.
Exactly.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, so hopefully when she gets that, that'll make a big difference.
OK. Let's go to Yvonne now in Yorkshire. Good morning, Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
You've got an issue about sleeping in strange beds.
I have a terrible issue. I cannot sleep in strange beds when I go away on holiday. I have to take my own pillow, my own quilt, my own bottom sheet. I just could not get down that bed for the fear of people who have slept in it.
Wow. So essentially, Yvonne, you're taking an extra suitcase to accommodate the quilt and the pillows and all that stuff.
Yes, of course. Yes. It's I can take more bedding than I take clothes. To be fair.
It's interesting here. It says you've had it since you were 10, you're now 65. So this is a sort of deeply embedded.
Right. So, but again, the clues in the text there. This you've had this since the age of 10. So what happened when you were 10?
We went away on holiday, to a caravan holiday, and it came to bedtime, and Mum said, right, that's your bed. I pulled the bedclothes back, and there were what I can only assume were tiny spiders running all over. And from 10-year-old, I could not. Anywhere I went, I had to take my own bed, and otherwise I wasn't going. Yeah. I was going to stay with someone else.
Makes sense.
Right, so that makes complete sense. So again, right, so in that moment of seeing those spiders running everywhere, you become very fearful and you've got to make a decision. I never want to be in this situation again, and you've got to find something to blame. Now, you may blame the spiders as well, I don't know, but you blame the bed and the bedding, right? So moving forward, strange bedding is a problem. But what I'd like you to consider in the whole of your life, well, firstly, prior to the age of 10, did you have a problem sleeping in any bed?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
No, I would sleep anywhere with friends, everything. No problem.
Right, that's perfect. So that's the first thing to consider. And then the second thing to consider, all these hotels that you're going in and you're changing the bed in, how many times have you seen loads of spiders?
None.
Right.
None. I haven't seen one spider. No.
OK.
What would that suggest then, do you think?
It would suggest that not every bed's going to be the same.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. And I bet you've never really thought of that before, have you? That actually
No, I've not, no.
Because you just defaulted. Like, when we say blame, what we're actually meaning is, what's causing this discomfort in me? What made this situation feel really horrid? So what do I need to avoid? That's what we mean when we say about blame. And so you were still seeing it always in the same way, never once realising that every time you were stripping that bed, it was actually clean.
Yes, that's right.
Good. So yes. I'm
hoping that feels different.
We're hoping that feels different, and that's given you actually a realisation that it was. I mean, I suppose it's just like going into a room. You know, it's if a room's untidy, then that's just that room, but it's not everybody's rooms in everybody's houses in all the world. And you just had one bad experience. But since you've had lots of evidence of many clean beds that you personally stripped, so you've seen with your own eyes just how clean bedding has been since then.
Yes, I have, yes.
Good. We really hope that makes a difference.
I can tell the difference in your voice.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
Well, you can
most
start
welcome.
doing it now. It's going to be so great. You can just take one suitcase
Yeah,
now
loads of
instead of
shoes.
two.
Good luck, Yvonne.
No,
Loads of shoes,
loads
yeah,
of shoes.
clothes.
So much time lost making the bed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Strange
good luck
one.
with
Thanks,
that. Good luck.
Yvonne. Ian emailed in. Ian is scared of wet towels. Got a really bad fear of wet towels, especially beach towels or towels with patterns on. I'm going away soon. I know this might sound silly, but I'd love some help to get rid of this fear. What?
That is an interesting one. But I remember being at school and mucking about with wet towels and, yeah, you remember. Yeah, right. So
been there.
it might,
Exactly that.
exactly
Nick,
that.
stop it.
It may well come from that because, as you know, no one is born with any of these things.
So something's occurred.
Yeah.
And it can either be that or when you're a kid and you're on the beach and you get in and you're out in the pool or on the sea and then you're getting yourself dried off, but then that towel gets loads of sand in it and it feels really scratchy.
Oh, I
Also,
don't
no
like
one
that.
likes a wet towel.
No.
do they?
Exactly.
No.
So when you can actually work it back and go, OK, when did this actually start? You can actually then go, right, I realise what it was. Just like we did with Yvonne there, you know, she works it back, realises, oh, actually, it's not all bedding or all towels.
Yes.
And when you've got the origin, you've actually got something then to link it to and go, right, I can let that go now.
Any ideas about the patterns? Like the
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, it was a pattern towel that caused this problem.
Most likely.
That's most likely.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, that is the nemesis, that pattern towel.
Why is it that we all have these moments when we were kids?
Yeah.
Why is it that some people just naturally grow out of them and some people harbour them?
Do you know what? It all comes down to our interpretation at that age, you know, and quite often you can have, you know, siblings around you, but if you're younger, you may interpret it in a different way. That's all it comes down to, because obviously when we were talking to Yvonne before, she saw the spiders, but she did allude to the fact that she had, you know, brothers and sisters with her. But I wonder if they were affected.
I remember we had you guys on once, we were talking about someone had an issue, I can't remember what it was, and the parent, I think, when they were very young, now they were like in the 60s or 70s, and their parent catastrophised a little bit. And that was the moment that stuck with them, because it's how the parents react.
Yeah,
Of course.
I mean, we copy accents, we copy behaviours, and we copy the rules that are given to us by our parents.
So someone can put their phobia onto you?
Absolutely, yes.
That's
they can.
crazy.
Yeah, no,
Can I quickly
absolutely can.
tell you about this? Marie, my son's petrified of the ice cream van. My 4-year-old boy has a terrible phobia of ice cream vans, particularly the music. Our ice cream van comes on a Monday evening. Each day he will ask, how many days is it till Monday? On a Monday he will cry, scratch himself, pull out his clothes, and he will literally ask what time it is every
Poor
few
thing.
minutes. He wears ear defenders from 4 p.m. onwards. I try distraction, but we've recently had to resort to driving to a different town and eating out until 8 p.m. He has a toy ice cream truck when he was 1 and hated it. I had to bin it. Apart from that, I have no idea where this phobia has come from. What can I do?
Well, I know we're running out of time, so we can we'll call Marie off air anyway, because we'd love to help with that. But the fact that she says here that he had a toy ice cream when he was ice cream van around
Something's
1
happened,
and
hasn't it?
hated it. Something has happened with that, and it could be as simple as he was playing with that, dropped it on his foot, hurt his foot, and again, it's like, what's caused this pain? And you link it to the ice cream.
But a great thing with children is to say, look at all your friends, they love the ice cream van, why do they love it? And why do you think they like going to the ice cream van? And sort of helping to see it from his friend's perspective will then give him a different perspective as well.
Brilliant.
Oh, Nik Eva, thank you so much.